Welcome to Hickory Street Podcast. We are here with my longtime friend, Lukas Bartke. How you doing, Lucas? As if we haven't been talking for like the last hour.
I'm cracking up over here. Yeah, I'm doing great. No, it's, it's cool being back at your place, or, at your place for the first time. I've never been here, but, just kind of hanging out with you in your neighborhood and, like, in Denton.
Remember whatever
pretty great, man. Yeah, I'm stoked to be here, and yeah, I like your place, and dude, it's cool.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's fun to. It's good to see you. It's been like fucking. I don't even know how long ago it was that I saw you. I guess it would have been at Gabriel's pool party last year.
Gabe's pool party.
Yeah, that was. I guess it was a year ago.
So that was after your show, I guess. Then, right? Like your show with Fisher and.
No, I guess it was before then. So, you're talking about our release show in September.
Oh, was it September? I'm not sure if it was a release show.
So that might have been the last time I saw you then. It was at.
That was the sooner one.
Okay.
Or the more recent one. Yeah. It was the one with Joseph Fisher, Shram.
That was.
And Gabe showed up too, and. We were all like.
That was the release show. It was at Double Wide. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, dude.
I'm so glad Joe got to play that.
Fun. That was a super fun show.
It was fun. I was thinking. I was gonna ask you. You remember the first time we had a podcast? Like, whenever I had my first podcast,
I do
back in
that.
2015, and you showed up and you did that badass song guitar. I don't even remember what it was called, man.
Oh shoot! I do remember kind of playing some guitar there. Yeah. Now that you mention it, I do recall it. I definitely remember the podcast, like doing that in Irving, I remember the apartment and everything, but yeah, no, I mean, I only just now remembered the playing guitar. Yeah, if it weren't for you reminding me of that, I'd probably
You don't remember playing guitar?
I don't remember that. No.
You don't even remember what song you did, do you?
I could guess.
I don't know
based on what I was
called, but
playing back then. I think it might have been Shelter. Just like kind of a guitar cover of the song Shelter. Like,
Shelter by who?
Shoot. Is his name or their name Maddion or something like that, but this dude Eddie Vandermeer had made like an arrangement for it, like on guitar, and I just played that arrangement and possibly at
who's Eddie Vandermeer?
Dude, he's this like sick acoustic guitarist, dude. Like, he's freaking amazing, dude. Oh my gosh, you gotta check out his stuff. Like, it's really cool. He makes acoustic covers of anime songs and pop songs and hip hop songs and just famous songs, and he
reinvents covers, basically. That's like his thing. Yeah, or he reinvents other songs into acoustic.
Yeah, and puts it on one guitar, and just plays it through one video, and the tricks he does, and the amount of tasks that are just happening at once while he's playing is just they're just pretty awesome.
Cool. Is that how you got into Yvette Young, through him? Or did you already know about her?
It was. Yeah, I probably got into Yvette Young, or got interested in her music like after after watching Eddie Vandermeer stuff, I would definitely say that he was one of the first. I don't know. When I started listening to him was when I started getting back into guitar and just the performance of it.
Just because you were in school doing violin.
Yeah.
Was it violin or viola? I can't remember.
Violin. Violin. Yeah. I was playing that for sure. Yeah, and yeah. In the orchestra there, that was fun. But yeah, man, dude, so many other man. We got on the topic of guitarists, and now I'm like hooked on that topic.
I've always loved your guitar playing, man. Like, back in the old Perjury days, and then in Duo Contra.
Thanks.
I mean, I've always respected you as a musician. We've known each other for so long now, dude. It's so crazy to think about this.
We have known each other for a while. Yeah.
You were like what, 17, and I was like 19. 18 or 19.
Yeah.
I'm 2 years older than you, right?
I think like if even that, like maybe.
How old are you? I'm 26.
24 right now. Yeah,
okay, so you're the same age as my brother. That's funny.
Oh, no.
Oh, I didn't even that didn't click until now for some reason. So I guess I would have been 19, and you were you were because you and Gabe were still in high school. That's fucking crazy. And that's so weird to think about. So
and y'all were recording your sick tunes, man. Dude, honestly, like
you were the first Possible recording. You were the first person to record Possible.
Dude, those songs we recorded were like dope. I thought, man, yeah,
they were fun, man. I always just think back to Sam's house party. That was probably the pinnacle of our friendship, man. Like that night, I will never forget that night, man. Me and you, we were so hammered, and you don't even remember this. I've brought this up to you like several times, and you still don't remember this. Do you remember whenever we were like playing?
I remember the party vividly, like a lot of it quite well. But okay, like. Do
you remember at Sam's house show whenever Them Sustos was playing and we were in the garage playing beer pong and we had this like weird moment where we both said like, if you make it, man, you gotta bring me along with you. You remember that? You don't remember saying that to me?
I mean,
I feel like I said it to you, and then you said it back, and like I can't remember how it started, but I don't know, man. Like that was, I remember that.
I mean, I definitely remember the scene of beer pong, and I can definitely just imagine us like saying that.
You don't remember that night? You were so fucked up.
I mean, I was funny, dude. But I mean, I definitely don't. I guess I don't remember, all the conversations I had. Cut me some slack, here, bro.
No, you're good, man. You're good. We smoked a lot of weed since then.
But I mean, now that you mention it, I can bring up just the image of us saying those things, and I guess I can kind of remember it in a way. Yeah.
Well,
like I almost feel like I know where we were standing and all that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And okay. Well, anyways, that night was so much fun. And Stanley from Working Girl. Remember Working Girl?
Yeah. Man, hardly, but I definitely remember Stan doing his own project, or a project with someone else.
He was.
I can't quite remember. He was singing, right? Like.
Yeah, he was singing in a band called Working Girl, and then later on that night, he was like rapping in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
A group of us were kind of rapping. He was probably doing the majority of it, but I think like there were a couple other dudes who were like, doing their rap thing or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know. That party was so much fun though, and watching you guys play that night was like fucking amazing, dude.
Every band there was, just a blast to, listen to and all that. I mean, the room was great. First off, it was perfect for what we were doing.
Yeah, because it had that like little declined area.
Yeah,
so the stage was like below. It was like lower than the rest of the living room or whatever.
Yeah, it was a great environment.
It was so fun.
And the band's treated us. Yeah, dude. Such a fun night. A night, one of the most probably memorable nights of that year for me. I mean, maybe the most memorable night of that year for me. Yeah.
I remember.
I guess.
You remember whenever you and Duo Contra. How did that happen, by the way? I've talked to Gabe about it. But you remember that time whenever you and Duo Contra, whenever you were playing guitar for them, there was like a period where you guys got signed or something, and this guy had this like cool place in like Carrollton you guys used to play at. I feel like I saw you guys play there a few times too.
That warehouse.
Yeah, the warehouse thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember
those were funny shows. They were. I don't know. They were a little odd. I mean, it was so dark in there. You remember, and like the stage was big, and there was just a lot of space, but not like always a ton of people. Honestly, though, I mean, there were a good amount of people, but like the space was so big, it made decent sized crowds look pretty small. So it was just kind of a funny little place, and I feel like I remember hip hop groups playing there. Like,
I remember seeing a hip hop show there. Yeah. That shit was fun.
Maybe
dude.
we were there together. Yeah. That was the time, man. That was. Yeah, I was kind of jealous.
What was that? That I guess that was like 2016, right? Or like 2000.
It was a while ago. Like maybe when I was in.
No, I think it would have had to. Yeah, it would have had to been like 2014 or 15.
Yeah,
it was whenever.
Probably 14.
It was whenever Gabe was going to UTD, I think. Whenever that was, whatever.
Yeah, it might have been 14. I would. Man, it could have been 15 too. I'm not because we released the EP in 14, and I think the dude like I don't know when he signed us or whatever, but we released that album in late 14, and I kind of doubt we got like a building for us before that, or not for us, but a building that we could pretty much put a show in at any time, we probably got that after that release. So it was probably 2015 is all I'm trying to say.
So why don't you talk about Duo Contra a little bit, because that was like your first, or do you want to go back to the Perjury days, or do you want to go back to?
Well, Perjury stopped being active at a certain point, and it's been maybe 6. Well, shoot, I mean...
Was that the first time you'd ever played
since I've thought about making music for that group. So, it's I would say it's part of my past.
Well, we were talking about guitar, and so I was going to ask you, was that the first band you ever played guitar in?
No. There was one group I was with from... California, and it was Forgotten Eclipse, that was the name, and I was with like 2 of my homies, and we had been kind of playing a few shows, like Battle of the Bands, like in like at some high school in Pasadena. We had done some of that stuff, and we had done some recordings in California when I was like, when we were like 14 or whatever, and then I moved, and so there was kind of like an unfinished album basically, and I moved, and then we kept talking over FaceTime or whatever, because, you know, we were just great friends, and, you know, I mean, we had just left each other, so, you know, we were still talking, and so, you know, we kept collaborating and writing music together, basically, and just adding kind of content to an album, and then so we
so your first band was called
Forgotten Eclipse.
Forgotten Eclipse.
Yeah, spelled with an A, sort of. Ooh, I don't want to say cringily, because that would be maybe a little offensive to the idea, but, you know.
Okay. Huh.
It is spelled with an A.
Oh. Okay.
Which I'm not.
So did you ever release that album?
If I was me right now.
Wait, what'd you say?
Like, I'm not sure I would have chosen Eclipse to start with an A if I was me right now. You know, I would probably have just left it at regular Eclipse. But that's me now.
Eclipse.
It was what it was, and that's okay.
Eclipse is a cool band name.
Yeah, Forgotten Eclipse is what it was called. Yeah. So one cooler name in that project that I was proud of was the album name. It was called. Well, you were saying something first of all.
No, go for it.
Okay,
no.
Okay,
I wanted to know this.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it was.
What's the album name?
It's called Conference Calls, you know, and we were pretty proud of that name. I can say, you know, and it was called that because, you know, we were doing these group calls, you know,
finishing the album.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was our way of communicating.
That's kind of a cool story.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
So, and then
you still talk to those guys?
Yeah, I talk to them every now and then. Like last year, I met up with them and we hung out. But yeah, we haven't made music together in a while. But like, you know, one of the dudes like has some pretty, you know, cool stuff going on. He's doing like some rap stuff, and man, like, so after that album, like the Forgotten Eclipse album, we kind of like just didn't do anything anymore because it was like too much work, basically, you know, and we couldn't promote. I don't know, maybe if we had tried harder, we could have done something with it, but, you know, it was difficult, obviously, you know, but like, so, you know, we kind of said, you know, what's the point of doing this, basically. It was kind of just an unspoken, like, we're probably not going to do anything else, you know. But like soon after that, kind of like Matt, the other one other dude in the band, and Mark, the drummer, they wrote some stuff and recorded it and like sent it to me, and like, dude, like it was sick, man. Like, oh my gosh, like I was like so proud of them for that song, and like, you know, I don't really know what they did with it, but, you know.
So you don't even know if the album was released?
Well, no, I mean, you know, Conference Calls was released, but there was nothing that Forgotten Eclipse released after that.
Gotcha.
You know, but they made some pretty cool content, and I definitely, I sometimes wish we had just kind of maybe done a little EP and made some extra content and kept working at it.
Yeah.
But
I bet that would sound cool.
Yeah.
How old were you whenever you were doing that? You're like 14, 15?
Yeah.
So that's 15, whenever you moved to Texas then?
Yeah. 15 was when I moved. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
so the Perjury was like technically your second band then? Yeah. I mean, you know, I was in this cover band. You know, I was playing guitar, and you know, it was like a cover band. You know, I was in that for like 2 months. You know, and you know, yeah, I don't know if I would call it my band. You know, I was in it. But yeah, I guess the Perjury is the next project I would say I was a part of. Yeah. Cool.
That was my project.
So it was Forgotten Eclipse, and then it was the Perjury, and then it was Duo Contra. When did Duo Contra start? Do you remember like the year?
Let's see.
I don't remember.
2014, I would say.
It's 2014.
Yeah. I think.
Okay. That makes sense. That sounds right.
Because I think Perjury put out its album in 13, and then we kind of played a few shows, you know, kept going for a few more months, and then 2014 came along, and me and Gabe started writing together as our like own different thing, and then yeah, Duo Contra started, I guess. So.
And how did the band name come about again? I feel like Gabe told me this story.
Yeah, we've probably mentioned it. I mean, one of us has probably mentioned it, well, I was reading this book in school. You know, we were assigned a book, and like, well, it's called Brideshead Revisited. You know, I guess kind of whatever, a cool book. And you know, there's this one part where, you know, like the drunken friend in the story, you know, he kind of like has torn himself out of society and like his family's good graces because he's just such an alcoholic, and so you know he's out there, you know, and his friend, you know, who's a good standing member of society, and you know who's fine in life, you know, kind of, you know, just he just goes with his friend, basically. He says, you know what, I don't care about all that stuff, you know, I'm gonna side with my friend on this or whatever. And so his friend, whose name I think is Sebastian or whatever, he says, it's just me and you, Duo Contra Mundum, and you know, and that means two against the world, you know, and you know, it was me and Gabe, and you know, kind of reflected, you know, that pair, and
that's a cool story, man.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
So it was a book from. Were you in college at that point then?
Oh, that was high school. Yeah.
So it was still high school. So okay.
Yeah. It was one of the few books that I like did read, and yeah.
Love the disclaimer there, Lucas. It's one of the books that I did read. Yeah.
In high school. Yeah.
It's easy not to read high school books.
Very.
Just ask your friends.
Very easy.
Just ask the friend that does read. Cool. So, Duo Contra disbanded, and what are you doing now? Well, actually, yeah. Talk about A Slight Breeze, because you actually started that while Duo Contra was still a band, right?
Yeah, definitely. So that's, you know, kind of like the thing I'm focusing a lot of time and effort into, I guess, you know, just outside of work, I mean, you know, yeah, you know, so yeah, I'd say that's the focus, but yeah, that started
and A Slight Breeze is just yourself, right?
Duo Contra time. It's just a solo project. Yeah.
When did you start that? Do you remember what year you started that?
That was, well, I put out you know, the first album for the project in 2015. So I guess, you know, well.
So it was 5 years ago now. Wow.
Yeah, actually, and it was probably before that, man. Like, because I uploaded something to like my SoundCloud in 2013, and I put it under A Slight Breeze, and
okay.
So yeah, I think it's basically about 7.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I really love that EP. That what was it called again? Kites, right?
Yeah.
Cool, was there a concept for that EP? I feel like there's a concept with the lyrics a little bit, or was that just was that more of a vulnerable thing for you? You kind of just like venting some life frustration, because those lyrics are pretty deep, man.
Oh, sure. Thanks, dude. I think that, I guess, would be it a little more. If there is a theme, that would be the reason, I guess. Yeah. Just like kind of an accidental, like, you know, just write whatever comes to mind kind of thing. You know? I guess, yeah. And that was, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, cool that you say that. But yeah, no, I've never thought of it as a concept album. I don't
really
think.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, because it's very storytelling. Your songs give a lot of, like, the lyrics in A Slight Breeze. They give a lot of imagery for me, at least. Like whenever I like listen to the lyrics, I can kind of see what you're talking about.
Nice.
So it's cool. I really. So are you still like recording for A Slight Breeze right now? Are you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah! All right.
Well, and you know, I've been meaning to put stuff out, but you know, I'm just kind of waiting to like get everything together and like kind of organize it before I start like promoting and releasing for it. Yeah, like really, you know, I do want to put it together, you know, at least record everything and mix everything, you know, before I start putting it out there. And that's taken a little longer than I guess I expected, but
hey, that's good though.
Dude, you know, I guess, you know,
it's good to sit on a song and work on it. And
yeah, definitely. Yeah, totally. I mean, you gotta, you know, but you know, and there are songs that are ready, but like, you know, I guess just like
putting the pieces together for the release is what you're focusing on then? Is that what
and that's what I'm I guess it's what I'm focusing on. And you know, that's the bigger package that I'm kind of preparing, and I don't want to put out any parts of it until like I feel like, okay, everything's ready, everything's sorted and works together. So now I know, okay, it's good to go, you know. You know, instead of like releasing something and then, you know, kind of finding out like, oh shit, like, you know, just, you know,
you're just trying to be a little bit more mindful. You're just trying to be more mindful about it.
I guess so. Like, I don't. I guess I don't want there to have to be a rush, like when the deadline comes up. Like, shoot, like, oh, I still need to mix and master. Like,
okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, and it's due 6 months from now. You know, I'd rather just have that done before I make a deadline, so I don't have to worry about it.
So you're still
just release calmly and
not have to be stressed that something's not finished.
Just prep those releases and focus on it. You know, I just prefer that. It's, you know, it's kind of it's the long way. But yeah, I just don't want to stress out.
That's good, man. Hey, it's good to think about that. Whenever you're releasing music, you really do have to be careful. You know, if you're going to release music, you want to make sure that it's during a time where people will pay attention to it. It's during a time where it's, you know, like you're not going to be
definitely.
You're not going to be competing with other
big artists
or you know, trying to promote your song or whatever, and you know, and sometimes it works in your favor not to really think about that, but it just sort of depends, I think, on like where you are in music and what your goal is. And it sounds like you got big goals for it, man. That's good. It really.
I have hopes, I guess, and you know, desires for the album. yeah.
Well, enough
So,
people know
we'll see.
you and keep up with you that I'm sure you're gonna get a good following for it. Do you still have?
Hopefully, it's good. I like what I've been doing so far personally. So yeah,
Dude, I'm sure it's badass.
Well, thanks.
Seriously, man. After that first Kites EP, I'm I'm really eager to see what you come up with now.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, and
I'm sure other people that know you are too.
Cool. Well, thanks for saying that. Yeah, and I've had a few friends who've told me like, man, like yeah, like keep doing that, and yeah. So yeah, it's good to hear that from y'all. So yeah, appreciate it. but
course, man. So no release date then. No.
Well, so
can't
on
announce that.
The note of like time and release dates and whatnot. Like I want to start putting stuff out like 2020. Man, it'd be awesome if I could actually release like an album like in 2020. But we'll see about that. I mean, it's possible, but yeah, I mean, you know how it is. I mean,
yeah. It's hard to get stuff together. Yeah, you got to work with multiple different schedules and things of that nature. So.
Exactly. Yeah. But I definitely want to release stuff this year. Like something. Definitely, there will. Yeah, be like songs from the album. Hopefully, definitely, almost definitely. That is like the plan.
So sometime in 2020, we can bet on it.
There will be at least some singles for the album.
Okay, word.
At least one, at the very least.
All right, hell yeah. All right, cool. You'll have to send it to me since I don't have social media now, but or just like text me and tell me that whenever it's up. Cool. Awesome, man. So, whenever you're writing a song, what do you because you are classically trained, because you graduated from UTA with a degree in UTA with a degree in composition, right?
Yeah.
How was getting that degree for you? Like musically, being, because your family's musical, right? Talk about that a little bit first, because that's how you pretty much got into music, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. My parents encouraged me to pick it up and play, and yeah, definitely. Like, my family was probably the biggest influence of my parents were the biggest. They played the largest role in how I learned music, pretty much. Yeah.
When did you learn?
What were you saying? I forgot what you said. My bad, dude.
No, I was just asking you how you got into music, and how old were you whenever you started, and like that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, my folks put me on piano. I believe when I was 5. I think that's what I heard. And I took piano for like 3 years maybe, and like kind of like gave up on it, honestly. Like I remember one day where I just pretty much like bawled on the piano, and like my mom was like, all right, okay, we'll take you out of it, whatever. And because and at that time, the only reason I think she said that was because I was also doing violin. So she's like, yeah, you can quit piano, but yeah, I mean, that gives you more time for violin, so yeah.
Wait, so you were playing violin at 5?
Not at 5, at 7.
At 7.
So between 7 and 8 is when violin and piano were kind of going on at the same time, and it was kind of a lot, and
so you were trying to learn 2 instruments at the same time at the age of 7. That's pretty intense, dude.
Well,
not many 7-year-olds.
I stopped piano. Like it didn't. it probably didn't go out exactly the way my parents planned, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I was doing that for sure. And dude, man, you know, I sometimes wish I just kept going with piano because like I was playing a decent ditty on the piano, you know, like, you know, just
recently.
So, you know, when I was like 8, you know.
Oh, okay. Before you stopped.
Peak of piano, you know, yeah.
Okay.
And you know, I could play like some songs that had like 3 notes going on at the same time, and, you know, kind of quick and upbeat. I don't know. It was nothing like fancy, but it was kind of cool. It would have been nice to keep nourishing those skills, but oh well. So
once you got on strings, you were off. That's what happened.
I guess so, man. I guess, dude. Strings are great, man. I do like strings. Like, and I'm sure you can relate. I mean, you know, it's. I guess just once you know how, you know, just once your fingers know how they work, they just know how they work, and they can use it. They can like naturally use basically any instrument that has a string that their finger can wrap around, you know.
Yeah, I've picked up a violin and messed with it. You know? Right, exactly. I've picked up a violin and kind of messed with it and like sort of learned how it worked, and you know, I could definitely see myself with some practice getting dude, better at it, and it would be a lot of fun.
Could be like tight at violin, and heck yeah. Yeah, another one of my good guitarist friends is into violin, and he picked it up, and you know, he likes it. You know, he didn't continue, but you know, I'm sure he could also, you know, get a pretty good hang of it. Yeah. So, man. Yeah. I think it would come fairly, like, it'd be easier, a lot easier for you than it would be for like
a drummer,
anyone else. Yeah, or even another musician, a non-string musician. Yeah. Yeah.
So did you only stick with violin all the way until you started going to college for it, or did you try other instruments in between them besides guitar, at least? I haven't asked you this before.
There wasn't much, outside of those 2 or 3 instruments. I mean, you know, with violin came viola, and you know, I could play viola, but I didn't play viola, you know. And then, you know, with guitar came bass, so you know, there were, you know, those 5 instruments right there just for one, you know. So but you know, guitar was really the only thing I took seriously. The only other thing.
So when did you start
those
playing?
3 instruments, I would say, that I really
like stuck to.
Yeah.
So what would you say is, like, when did you start playing guitar then? Because you said you started playing violin whenever you were 7.
Yeah.
So your first instrument was piano, and then you started playing violin when you were 7. When did you start playing guitar?
12. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, it wasn't through lessons or anything. It was just, you know, like, my dad's guitar had always been lying around, and it was like lying in his closet one time, and like, you know, I like just walked in and took it out, and you know, kind of sat down there and like, just noodled around with it, and you know, kept going from there. I was interested in it because, you know, my friends were into it, and they were showing me rock music, and dude, like, there was, like, as I'm sure, again, you know, like, there was such a draw to it, like. Yeah, I mean, dude, like, there are so many.
It's just fun.
Cool. Definitely. Yeah, there's so much cool music on guitar, and like, there are so many songs that just make you feel like awesome, and you know, that, you know, is what, got me to. That's the big pull of guitar, you know, just being able to play that sick stuff that's, you know, just. You know, just makes your heart pound, you know. Anyway, but
who was your first rock influence?
That's how I got into it. Sorry.
So, because it was whoever it was that whenever you were 12 had to have been it, I guess.
It was probably in large part Blink.
Really?
Yeah.
You were a big Blink fan?
Yeah, I like Blink.
Oh shit! I didn't know that, Lucas. I only ever hear you talk about Radiohead.
Radiohead's great,
but I got you.
No, I like, yeah. When I was a kid, I was definitely into Blink. I liked them a lot. I'm not ashamed.
You shouldn't be, man. They're cool. I listen to their songs.
They're great.
So.
They're super great, dude. Like they have some emotional stuff. They're consistent. They're fun and they're also serious and they're sick, man. They're great.
Yeah, and they're still a fucking band now.
Yeah,
and they released a song last year or something. It wasn't bad, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely slowed down a little bit with their later releases, but I think it works in their favor.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, people anticipated it a little more and all that. Yeah. They're cool. But the
so when did you start liking
their band? I think is probably what caused that. Like the big gaps between their albums.
Right. Yeah, they went on a lot of hiatuses and stuff like that.
Definitely. Yeah. I got to see them live last year, dude. Like for the first time.
Really?
And it was after Tom left, so unless they do some weird reunion, it wouldn't be too weird. Like if they did, unless they did a reunion or whatever. Like I basically definitely won't see the original Blink in concert ever, and it's a little heartbreaking, but well. But I mean, they were still great. It was cool seeing Mark and Travis, like just for the first time after having listened to their music and all that, and just being inspired by that for so long, it's cool. It's just cool seeing your childhood heroes,
Where were you? Like, what was the show at?
It was in California, dude. Like, it was wild. Like, it was just wild how we ended up in that at that show. It was a total awesome lucky coincidence. And yeah, it was great. But yeah, I mean, I was basically just visiting my SoCal for a week, and some of my buddies were there, and I was just kind of spending the nights with them or spending the days with them or whatever, and we would me and my one buddy, like I stayed at his place for like a weekend, so like 3 days or whatever, and then like on like the second to last day, like we were making plans, like just around like 3 or 4, like just about like what we were gonna do for the rest of the day. We were thinking of like seeing like a weed exhibition or whatever, and then going to hang out with some people and
so you had other plans and you ended up at the show.
Out our day, and then my friend gets a call, and he's like, all right, so, and he like turns to me and he's like, whoa, do you want to go to a Blink concert like for free tonight? I'm like, yeah. and he's like, all right, man, we'll go. And and so we both randomly got just 2 free tickets to a Blink and Lil Wayne concert, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
It was sick, dude. Yeah, it was great. It was a super awesome surprise. Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, super fun.
All right. Anyway. Well, let's get back to you as a musician. I talked about Blink for like 30 minutes.
It's so easy to rave about your favorite artists.
Yeah, your heroes for sure.
Yeah.
So you are not only playing in A Slight Breeze, though. You're also doing some other projects right now. Talk about those.
So I'm in a band called Nine to Never. Yeah, we're a country band, and we play show. We do covers and we have recorded originals. We're hopefully going to be releasing something at some point, like an EP maybe in the next year or two, maybe in the next year hopefully. So that's cool. Playing violin and that, putting that skill to use. That's fun. And aside from that, I'm in this other folk band. We don't have a name yet, so that's that. And we've we've kind of played some songs together, and we recorded one song. So that's another little, I guess, hidden project in the works. I don't know.
Well, hopefully
we'll see about it. Yeah.
Hopefully that works out.
It's definitely fun being in. Yeah, and hopefully it works out for sure. But yeah.
The folk band doesn't have a name. That's right. Never mind. What was I gonna say? So, A Slight Breeze. Do you know the track list for it? How many songs it is?
So I want it to be 10 songs.
Okay.
And there are 9 right now that are recorded. I want to write another just to fill in that 10th space. Yeah, and I'm really stoked about it. And honestly, I'm working with Gareth Mason, and asking him to record drums for some of the songs. So there's going to be some live drums from him, and I'm super excited about that. That's something that, well, Kite's had a little bit of that, but it wasn't like a set.
Right. Yeah. There were some electronic drums. And auxiliary stuff.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that new thing. Yeah, and there's stuff that I think is kind of gonna have a bigger sound than the stuff on Kites. So I'm stoked about that. There's this one heavier song that's distorted and longer, and where there's like some soloing and stuff. So I'm
sweet.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm stoked for it, dude. And if I may continue,
go, man.
There's rap too. I'm stoked for that.
What? There's gonna be rap on your album, bro?
Definitely, man.
Hell yeah.
like almost half of the tracks are rap or have rap in them and are largely
nice
rap songs.
Is it you rapping?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I haven't ventured into that.
Who's rapping on your album?
So, one of the.
Can you announce that? Of course you can. Who's rapping on your album, Luke?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I really don't see much reason why I couldn't. I lost some random crazy circumstance happened. I don't know what it could possibly be.
It was a joke. I was joking.
No, you made me think though. Like, who's rapping? So one of the people is a guy named Michael Moody, who goes by the name of Chaos Light in his music and in his rap, you might have. I'm sure or maybe it's Michael Murray. To be honest.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'm. I'm a little shaky on the last name, but I think it's Murray. But you might have seen him, rap over like some like prog rock stuff.
Is he in another band or something?
I'm not sure. I know that Chaos Light is like his his project, and
Chaos Light.
Yeah, he has an album for that, and it's pretty cool. Yeah.
So he works on prog music too. Is Chaos Light a prog band thing?
I haven't listened to it enough to really know
genre
exactly.
Classify it.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely rap. Like, rap is definitely one of the genres. But yeah, what the other genre is, if there's any, I don't know. But cool shit for sure. But yeah, I think he's just basically rapped over just different prog renditions from different artists and whatnot. He's rapped over some stuff.
Okay.
By Yvette.
So he's been featured on songs.
No, not on Yvette Young's, but I mean, I'm sure he's been featured on a lot, stuff.
Okay.
But he'll like take a prog video and then or like a guitar video basically and rap over it. Basically.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, and dude, yeah, and it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. But yeah, he recorded a track for me, basically, yeah, and he's got his rap on one of the tracks, and that track is basically put together, and like I want to play it right now. Like I want to play it for you at least, like.
You can play it after the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I'm stoked about that. And then also Joe Indigo.
He's on it too.
I've worked with him on.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, a song.
It's been a long time since I've seen him.
Yeah.
Is he rapping on that too?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, dude.
This is gonna be a sick album.
Yeah,
man.
dude. And Joe's rap, like from what he's written and what I've heard is like awesome too, man. Oh, dude, like
I love Children of Indigo.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
I mean,
yeah.
I jammed.
Man, who doesn't?
I bought one of their albums and pop it in my car every now and then, and I listen to their stuff online.
Yeah. Yeah, I was listening to their new stuff on Spotify the other day.
Yeah. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, dude. It's sick.
They're still putting out solid tunes, and their recording quality is like fucking top notch, man. They put out some good sounding stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they got
What? Oh, I thought you were gonna keep going.
No, I was gonna keep going. They got Jay. Shoot. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
I almost couldn't think of the name. I did remember though. Shoot. How could I possibly forget that? But yeah, no, they got Jay. Running the machine. He's. As far as I know, the one recording and engineering, dude. Yeah, like he's an experienced.
I wonder if they still have
that.
I wonder if they still have that like studio in their backyard. You remember? You remember? I don't know if you ever went out to there, but they used to throw
that shed or that. They
used to have parties at their house in Dallas.
Dude, yeah.
Like,
went there several times. Yeah.
I wonder if that's where they record. If it is, I mean, damn, dude, it's a solid place to record at.
Solid place to live, bro. Shit.
Yeah. I don't remember whose house it was exactly.
It was Jay's, I believe.
It was Jay's.
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, his setup was awesome, man. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't still be there. I'm sure it is. I mean,
so that's probably where they're doing the recording.
I would bet. Yeah.
I bet so.
Yeah.
Too.
They have some.
Sweet, man. So Joe's on the album.
Yeah.
And Michael Murray is on the album.
Yup. And yeah, that are they are the people who are pretty much.
And Gareth playing drums.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gareth, and then there are actually other people. Frank Parra, he's singing on one of the songs at least.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, and his I'm excited for that song because I think his voice just sounds great in it for one. And he has an awesome voice. So, dude, yeah. So he's in it. And hopefully Joe Fisher. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
cool.
But yeah, no.
So Joe hasn't recorded anything yet, but you're contacting him.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've texted, and we had a rehearsal, just rehearsing one of the songs, and for recording and all that. Yeah.
Hey, next time you see Joe, give him my number.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Tell him to text me.
Right on.
So we can set up shows in the future.
Yeah. Cool, dude. Yeah. Definitely.
He used to.
And remind me to write it down, please. Yeah.
I'll shoot you a message. So
yeah.
And you can just shoot him a message and give him my number.
In touch or whatever. Yeah. Get y'all in touch. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Will do, dude.
Yeah. I'm because man, whenever he came out and played our album release, I was kind of blown away. Like by the band that he had set up.
Yeah,
I know he took a long time on it.
Yeah, he did.
And his release back then and his newest release now or whatever, they sound really cool.
Sounds sick, dude.
And your style and his style really work well together, I think.
Hopefully, thanks. Well.
And that's partly why Duo Contra was so awesome too. Right at the end with him playing upright bass,
Oh, dude, yeah.
It really added.
Joe's
a
a
very
sick
unique
musician. It's really awesome. Like working with him. Yeah. Joe releases some good stuff, man.
For sure. All right. Well, I guess we'll end the podcast here. Since
classic, good shit, dude. Yeah.
This was fun.
This has been fun for sure. Yeah.
Whenever you set a release day for this, let me know. Shoot me a message.
Yeah, we'll do.
Sucks you couldn't announce something on the podcast, but that's cool. I mean, this is still a good like promotional thing. Maybe help you out a little bit.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. No. Yeah. It. I think it will help. Yeah, it will help. Definitely somehow. Yeah, for sure.
I'll shoot you the link after I upload it.
Yeah.
All right. If you're listening, guys, if you want to be on the podcast, shoot a message to hickorystreetpodcast@gmail.com. If you're a local musician, artist, or filmmaker, you're welcome to be on the show. This is for DFW locals. So, gotta be DFW. All right. Bye. Thanks for listening.
Sarko